Okay, assuming that you have Docker all installed and set up already, the next thing you can do is to go over to hub.docker.com, which we'll do right now, and you'll be able to, from the website, search for the various containers containing the relevant images. So if you go to MySQL, for example, you'll be able to find the image for MySQL over here, and you'll be able to pull the images of MySQL or even like WordPress over here. So this will be the command to just to pull down the image, not to run the image, but just to pull down the image. You can hop over to PowerShell right now and just do this together to find out the images that are already running, that are already present on your local host. You can use the command docker image ls. For on your site it might be empty right now, but I have some predefined images that are already there, so it won't be totally empty. To find out the containers that are currently running on your Docker, you can do this command docker container ls. For me, I have no currently I have no containers running. To find out what containers I have that have been stopped, I can in fact do this docker container ls -a. So these show the containers that are being stopped. So now let's recap a little bit. So in the life cycle of a container consists of first the image. We are able to pull the image down from the hub.docker.com onto your local host. Once it is put down as an image on your local host, you are able to start and to stop the image, or rather start and to stop the container containing the image. Over here, as you can see on my laptop right now, there are no containers that are running. I have 4 containers that have been stopped. So I have previously run them, but then now they have been stopped. So the next thing we'll be doing we'll be pulling down the images of WordPress as well as MySQL, which we'll be doing right now. In order to pull the image of WordPress, I can do the command docker pull WordPress, and this will automatically pull the image of the latest version for WordPress from the hub.docker.com. And this may take a bit of time while we wait. I'll just try to keep you entertained. So hopefully this is fine. Oh yeah, so in order to get the best out of this tutorial lecture, you should have a laptop that is able to run Docker that you can follow along, and you should be able to, you should also open up this video on either another machine or another browser where you can view and you can try this at the same time. So you're able to interactively look at what I'm doing, but at the same time try it on as well. So we are done with pulling of the library of WordPress. Let's try docker pull of the other one is MySQL, and I'm getting the latest one. So what we are doing right now is pulling the latest version of MySQL. So as mentioned in the demo, we'll be starting the containers of MySQL and WordPress, and then you'll be trying to connect them together. The first thing we do is to pull down the images of MySQL and WordPress. Okay, and now we are done. And to check, we can do the command docker image ls, and you can see that the image for WordPress and MySQL is being put down onto the local machine. Next, we'll then show how do we start the images in the container. So let's say now we are trying to start the MySQL server. Now we are at a loss what to do. What you can try to do is you can go over to hub.docker.com, and over at the MySQL page you can just scroll down, and it very nicely says how do you start the instance for the MySQL using this command. So we can do the docker container run or docker run will be to run the container. Double dash name will be the name of the container that you want to assign it to. So this is a user specified name that you can have. Dash E will be the environmental variable, and in this case you will have to set the root password to be some secret password, or you can help set this to be a random number, random password, but they recommended you to set the root password over here. Minus D means that you run the command and then with a detach option. What it means is that when you detach it, it runs like a background process. You will still be able to get control of the PowerShell after you run the command. This will then be the MySQL container. Tag will be the version. So let's say if you are using the latest, you put in the latest version there. If you are putting in some other number, you just be running another number, the version of that container that you're trying to run. Okay, so let's try over here. Docker container run, and dash name temp MySQL, and minus E MySQL root password equals to 1 2 3 4 5, and detach it MySQL latest. Yeah, so right now using this command, the container is running. Just as how to say, as a demo, we can do a docker container ls, and you can see this is the container that I just started earlier. If let's say I were to run it without the detach option, oh, I can't. Oh, sorry. Hold on. MySQL 2, because the name is already there. Yeah. So what it happens is that it gains control of my shell, and I won't be able to do anything on my command shell. So I will have to abort in order to gain control, which is why normally you run the start with the detach option. So let's see, docker container ls. Right now I have two containers that are running. Let's try to remove one of them. Docker container rm, maybe I want to force it. And the nice thing about this is that I can key in the container ID, but I do not need to key in the entire thing, just enough for it to know uniquely that that is the container. So actually this will do. The minus F means that I'm actually forcing it, and there I'm only done with the first, but rather I'm only left with the first with the only container, the temp SQL. The next command is you can in fact do an inspection. So docker container inspect temp MySQL, and you can tell that the network is under the bridge. It is under the default bridge network. The IP address assigned is 172.17.0.2. The port that is being assigned, I think, will be 3306. Let me see, where is it at? Should be somewhere over here. 3306. That will be the port. So these will be details that will be pretty important when we go over to run our WordPress website. Okay, so let's try to run our WordPress container right now. we go over to the Docker website again, and now we go and search for WordPress. Let's see what it gives us. And how do we start? Okay, so quite similar. We need to specify the network and also the WordPress version detached. So the network we see earlier was the bridge network, so we can simply do docker container run name temp WordPress network bridge -d WordPress. Yep, and we are done. So if you do a docker container, you can tell that now there are two containers that are running. One is the WordPress container and the other one will be the MySQL latest container. Let's try to connect them up. Okay, now we can start our WordPress integration. We can press continue. Let's go. Database name WordPress, username is root, password 12345. The database host we did earlier is 172.17.0.23306. Prefix, we're going to press submit, and we realize that there is an error establishing the database connection. So I was in fact stuck here a few days ago for a few days, not few days, for a few hours, and I googled around and realized that in fact the WordPress can't connect with MySQL 8, and the recommended solution was to downgrade it to MySQL 5.7, and with that it works. So we're going to show how easy is it for us to just downgrade the MySQL server to 5.7. So normally in such a circumstance, you will have to uninstall your entire MySQL, reinstall it, and if you have other MySQL databases there, or yeah, it's going to be a really messy kind of operation. But over here it is going to be very simple. So the first thing we do is let's first remove the MySQL RM container, which is 22AA, because we don't need that anymore. Let's check that the container is removed. Yeah, it's removed. And let's check with our image. So our image of MySQL is the latest, is still there. So do you remember what is the command to pull the image? It is docker pull MySQL, but now we do not want the latest version, we want the 5.7 version. And with this command, very simple command, we have now downloaded the Docker 5.7, or rather the Docker MySQL 5.7 version onto the local host. The next thing we'll be doing will be just to set up the container on the local host. Sorry about the on the local host, and then let's do this. Let's do the docker container start name temp MySQL, and container start name MySQL, and minus environment my SQL. Let me get the right command. Root password -d MySQL, and remember now we are running 5.7. Yep. docker run, sorry. Okay, so right now we have docker running, 5.7 running, and let's try to do it right now. Let's go. Root 1 2 3 4 5. Did I do 1 2 3 4 5? Oh, I didn't do the password. Sorry. Container rm -f c812. Sorry, container. I've got the feeling I should redo this, but I'm a bit lazy. Okay, so it didn't create the container, so fortunately equals 1 2 3 4 5 docker container run minus name. Okay, let's try to get this now. Okay, this is getting to be a bit embarrassing, but I'm trying not to remove. Okay, docker, I'm trying to do this to be as real as possible. Okay, C817. That's strange. That is strange. Me? That's really strange. Anyway, so let's do this right now. Docker container run. Okay, docker container ls. Okay, so a bit of debugging here and there, but let's hope that this works right now. 172. Okay, so we managed to get this to work. Now it's a different error. Now I have managed to connect to the database server, but it says that I can't select the database because we did not create the database called WordPress in our MySQL server. So the next step will then be to create the database in the MySQL server. Okay, so now let us go over to create the database. We do a docker. Okay, so in the new command, we can do the docker execute exec and interactive for the -i. And now I have to do the 10 mysql minus u user root, sorry, minus p 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, so I'm now in create database WordPress. Okay, so now I've created the database the database called WordPress. I can go over there now. Let's try. Oh, sorry. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we are in. So basically, that's all it is. Then we just do the normal stuff like WordPress docker admin password. Let's do a 1 2 3 4 5. Confirm the use of a poor password. Install. I have to provide let's do my own. So now I can log in. Admin 1 2 3 4 5. Yep, and now I'm in the dashboard. I can then create my posts over here. I have add a new post. So okay, post from docker container, and I hello. I can do a publish. So I publish my post. So it is now published, and if I go over to localhost, I can see this is my post. So we managed to from the very beginning use various commands from Docker to install both the mysql and then also the WordPress. We went through a few debugging steps in order to get all these things set up. I intentionally added all these debugging steps inside so as to let you understand that it is always a process that we have to go through. But if you realize, whatever steps that I may have to roll back, I'm able to follow up with them in a pretty fast manner, because containers are being used. If I have to do the uninstallation and the installation of, for example, mysql, it will take me at least 3 to 4 times the amount of time. But using containers, you can see that I can set up and destroy them in a pretty fast manner. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the lectures. I'll see you in the next part of the lectures on Docker. Thank you.